Good evening. I'm Marcus Holmes, the Love Activist, and it's time for part 2 of Is Marriage a Transaction? Click share, tag 5 of your closest Facebook friends, 5 of the more popular ones to join into this topic from the inbox that you don't want to miss.
Come here, honey. Put a shirt on first, though.
That'd be helpful.
Look, and I'll see if he'll get on here. Marcus, that's so funny you said we have conversation, but what I want to say first and foremost, we were talking to our pastor on this past um, Sunday, and he recommended 2 very, very good books to us in doing the marriage counseling, and I think it's very, very important because I was going to ask, did they go through spiritual counseling before they got married?
They did
Which
do some
I think
counseling, but sometimes the counseling isn't as long or as thorough as it should be.
Okay, because I think that is very, very important because as pastor was talking to us and he was saying to us, I think, okay, here comes my baby.
All right.
Okay, Marcus.
Welcome to Powerful Money Tools, LLC. At Powerful Money Tools, we are here to prepare for your future. We want to talk about financial freedom. Financial freedom is budgeting, credit building, and also financial education. So once again, welcome to Powerful Money Tools, LLC. We can't wait to help you in your financial future.
So I'd like to get you all on the camera if I can. So if you make yourself available at the bottom, there should be something that says, do you want to go live with Marcus? And so yes, you do. Click it, and it will allow me to swipe you in. Okay? Ned Davis, you're hanging in there, buddy. And I just love to have another male perspective to join the conversation. I think the male perspective in this is very important because I think the way men socialize around commitment sometimes is very different than women, especially if that familial structure has been impacted adversely. We went through marriage counseling with our pastor before we got married. 29 years and counting. Put God first. Thank you for that, Michelle Moore. Michael Kemp has joined us. Thanks for coming to Love and Stuff. I hope all of you will click share and tag 5 of your closest Facebook friends, 5 of your more popular Facebook friends to join the discussion. Michelle, to that point, sometimes in counseling, some churches don't do as many sessions, or counselors don't do as many sessions or do as many deep dives. But I also think there are occasions where an individual needs some individual counseling before the collective counseling. And this may be one such situation, but I think it's fairly common that we bring into relationships so many unresolved issues that we need to deal with, and we need the tools and resources with which to deal with them, that they bleed over into everything that we do. And to the untrained eye, it just seems like minor flaws. The untrained eye might not recognize that there are many interrelated parts to a person's lack of function, dysfunction. And so you just sometimes discount and say, well, nobody's perfect. And no one is perfect. No one is perfect but the Father, right? But you do have to be awakened and aware that love is shining the light. Love is enlightening. It is showing you things about you and about the people that you are in relationship with, which tells you even more about you. Your love quotient, meaning the love you receive over the love you give, is always informing your life about your capacity to give, forgive, have mercy and grace, have tolerance and awareness. Love is always making you aware. Love always seeks to make you aware. It's not seeking to keep you contained. It's not seeking to pay for itself. It's seeking to explore, and I'll keep saying expose, but enlighten, so that you see what you need to see. Oftentimes we are more emotionally invested in a situation or relationship, And so we don't see as clearly or as well, or aren't as awakened to common threads that we see, or common trends, or common actions, or common inactions that we see cropping up in an individual. And so you got to be aware of that. And individual counseling can help you with tools to do that better than maybe collective counseling for a short period of time. Eric Powers joined us. Thanks for coming to Love and Stuff. Thank you, Toy Lancaster. I'm still trying to get in. Let's see if I can get in. Oh, there's Michael Kemp. Thanks for coming to Love and Stuff. I hope that I can get you in. And while he's coming, I hope that you will click share. And before you leave Facebook tonight, that you will click follow on our Love and Stuff page. We need your followership, and we certainly need your likes. Your like also gives us a follow typically. Follow us. We promise not to inundate you with content, but we want to give you positive content. We do birthday shout outs, anniversary shout outs, weddings, all of that. All forms of love we try to share with you to help to awaken you to the love that you want to experience in this year, and to give you hope about restoring love that maybe you've experienced, and give you hope about love that you could experience far on in the future. Finally, to awaken you that it's time for you and I to up our love game. We can do more love in this world, and the world does need more love. Yep, the world needs gun control. The world needs more people who are going to support Colin Kaepernick. The world may need some people who are taking platforms like Jay-Z. I know that's not popular because I think you can do both, but you got to be careful how you do one. I don't think you can go out and say we're beyond kneeling. I don't espouse that, but I do believe that you do have a seat at the table to try to make change. You can't make change unless you're at the table, but I think you have to be careful how you get there and what you say once you're there. But love needs to up its game. I mean, us, the love within us, we need to up our love game. We are now custodians, stewards of God's love. So what you gonna do with the love that you got? I'm off my soapbox on that. Okay, you're back. Great. Melvin Holiday, in marriage, you cannot be self-centered. You must always consider each other, and the two become one. I wanted to swipe you in, but you got to make yourself available. That's excellent commentary, and I'd love to have you on camera. Love to have you on camera. All right, try to swipe in Mike Kemp. Maybe we'll double back to him. We're going to bring back Bridget Lamar and her fiance, who are getting married September 21st. So they're 3 weeks away from marriage, and we want to get some insight from them on the discussions that they have had. She started out telling us that they were having counseling with their pastor. He recommended 2 good books. We had some technical difficulties, so here they're coming back. And while they're coming back, again, I want to remind you, you can go to our Love and Stuff page and purchase Love and Stuff gear. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, performance tees if you're a workout person, in just about every color and size. And 25% of the net proceeds go toward disaster relief victims, to uplift and support the transient community, and for scholarship relief. All right, so here we have the happy couple. Now, Bridget, introduce us to your fiance, please. Uh-oh, you froze. Hello? While we're waiting for Bridget to unfreeze, Ernest Evans has joined us. Thanks for coming to Love and Stuff, sir. I hope that you will click share and tag 5 of your closest Facebook friends and 5 of your more popular Facebook friends. Bridget Lamar. Oh, we're having some technical difficulties with her. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to see if we can get her back in. Give me some likes if you agree that in a marriage you become one, which means your finances become one, the mortgage becomes one, your health concerns and discussions around your health become one. Okay, got some likes coming. Got a like coming. What about some more likes? Are you in a relationship that is transactional if you're only doing transactions? If you're only paying bills and you have your kitty, I have my kitty, or separate pots. Okay. Okay, we're gonna try to get Bridget in again. See if we can get her in. Okay, I'm trying to add you. Michael Kimber, I'd love to add you as well. All right, looks like we're connecting. All right, that looks better. It's a clearer
Okay.
connection. All right, so Bridget, introduce us to your fiance, please.
Hi, everybody. This is Clarence. And Clarence, say hi.
Hello, Clarence, and thank you for joining us. And congratulations. I don't have to tell you, but you got an outstanding person that you're getting ready to marry. I don't have to tell you that, but congratulations.
Thank Bridget to get rid of her phone.
Okay, so you're 3 weeks away, and I wanted to go back and ask you. You said you all are in counseling, or were in counseling with your pastor, and he recommended 2 books. What are those 2 books?
Oh, we're starting to read them, Marcus. I know you were going to ask me. It's called one is His Needs, Her Needs. And, wait, what's the other one? We're not sure what the other one is. We'll tell you after tomorrow.
Our first counsel session is tomorrow.
And so let me ask you this. Have you all had discussions about finances?
Yes.
And in that discussion, have you come to a decision that you're going to keep finances separate? You're bringing them together? Was there, if you can share, did you have any issues with doing that?
They're definitely going to be together. And Marcus, I'm just a little bit, I'm not going to call me bossy, but
not you.
That's an understatement.
We had to come to a happy medium, and we had to understand that there is his way, my way, and we have to come to a common ground. Quit pointing your fingers. A common ground. But and you have to realize he may be better at some things, I may be better at some things, and whoever is better, then that's who handles it. But we come together. It's a separate pot for this, a separate pot for that. We have to, if we're becoming one, and it takes time, because I've been single forever. So it takes time to do that, but you can't become one if you're separate and doing everything.
And from our inbox, what do you think about the fact that when her husband goes to the doctor, he doesn't want to discuss what the doctor has said? I want to ask your fiance, how do you feel about that, sir? Would you go to the doctor and not want to tell her what the doctor has said?
I go with her. Well, actually, she goes with me, and I go with her.
Yeah. So that would be strange, right? You would think maybe she had something to hide, or you had something to hide if you didn't want to discuss it. Would you think that? Looks like you're froze again.
Their cars bootleg, their phone bootleg.
Okay, here we go. We're back. This phone, my other phone is charging up. This phone. But because it's important, because you take a covenant before God. We have to, in sickness and health. If it's something going on with me or something going on with him, we need to know. So how do we take care of each other if we don't know?
In our inbox, there appears to be some issue with his connection with the members of his family. He only has relationship with his father. Did you all have discussion about your relationships with your family members? And does that matter?
Oh, yes. It does matter because, with families, what we agree, family needs to stay. We love our family. We love both our families, but they need to stay out your business. And if there is a particular family member, maybe it's a particular family member of his that I don't like. Maybe it's a particular family member of mine that he doesn't like. You still respect that family member, but what goes on in our household stays in our household, and we have to be at one. And one of the things that we're going to do is, I like for our personal scripture, because Pastor said to us, we have to have a faith statement. I like Ecclesiastes 4:22, not easily
Mm-hmm.
broken, because things are going to come at us, and we have to understand that we should be
Mm-hmm.
intertwined, like there's three-stranded cord, and so that we can't be easily
Mm-hmm.
broken. Because I think things come at you from family. People may say things, but we have to understand to be on one
Mm-hmm.
accord,
And I want your
right?
fiance to jump
Exactly.
in there because I know Bridget has to give to Gab, and so I want to give him a chance to say something.
Go ahead, Mr.
well,
Jackson.
well, actually, she said a mouthful. It's true because you will have family and friends, mostly family, because I feel that family will come in between your stuff more than anything because they feel there's no repercussion. They can do
Mm-hmm.
whatever, but they can only do what
They
you
can
let
only
them
do
do.
what you let them do. Good point.
Right? You can't tell that family member, hey, well, I mean, because I'm gonna tell you, for instance, not to be really telling our business, but we had we got I got a cousin, for instance. She was used to being my big sister, my big cousin, and that's how she was before Bridget came in the
Mm-hmm.
picture. But she had to realize now she can't be, this person where, hey, I'm your big sister, I'm your big cousin, so I can come in your house anytime you want to. Now it's not just my house now, it's me and Bridget's house, it's our
Mm-hmm.
house. You have to come in and you have to respect her, as that she is her house too, not just my
Mm-hmm.
house. So
And
you just can't come in and just do what you want to do.
see, Marcus, I didn't say that,
No,
did
you
I?
didn't. And so I wonder what was that conversation like that you had with your cousin, your big sister? How did that conversation go?
See what exactly happened was she wanted to eat in our living
Mm-hmm.
room. My mother was used to, we take care of we both take care of my
Okay.
mother. My mother was used to setting up, my mother knows she set up and eat in the kitchen because my mother's elderly and sometimes she makes a
Mm-hmm.
mess. We want to have a nice, tidy, nice house or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and my mother knows this. So my cousin tried to throw salt in the
Mm.
mix. But my cousin gonna bring over food and say, "Hey, they not here yet or whatever. We gonna do this right here in the front room." So when Bridget came in, Bridget was like, "Hey, y'all gonna have to do this in the kitchen." So she told Bridget, "No, well, I clean this up behind. We want to eat right here, and we gonna watch TV here." Bridget's like, "Nope." I said, "Eat in the kitchen, or it is what it is." So she's so used to, coming to her little brother or however she might want to
Mm-hmm.
call it. She came to me and said, "Hey, she being mean to us, and we want to eat in the front room, and she telling us we gotta eat in the
Mm-hmm.
kitchen." And I'm telling her, "Hey, I'm backing out of that. If that's what she told you to do, that's what you got
Mm-hmm.
to do." She said, "Well, if it had to be that way, I'm going home. All right, see you
Mm-hmm.
later." Cause when everything be man down, you ain't gonna be
Right.
here. I gotta still be at home to deal with
Right.
this.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay. That's good. What advice would you? I know you're just going into getting married in 3 weeks, but what advice would you give to our inbox couple about becoming one? I want to hear from both of you. What advice would you give about becoming one?
Well,
But
Marcus, go ahead, baby.
you have to listen. It's sometimes it might be hard because sometimes we have a little battle, but especially when you got two people that's headstrong, you have to take your time and listen to the other one because if you don't, both of you will constantly be
Okay.
battling.
And Marcus, you have to have a common ground. And one of the things that he says that I have to respect is this. And I have to respect him as a man of the house because I am
Mm-hmm.
traditional. In the sense that I believe the man heads the
Mm-hmm.
household. Um, and that you don't, one, you keep God front
Mm-hmm.
and center. Two, you don't let anybody else come into your home and create a
Mm-hmm.
ruckus. And you have to share. You can't have things separately and become one. And you have to have, just like when he says, Bridget, when we come to the bedroom, that this is our safe
Mm-hmm.
place. We are not going to have any disagreements
Mm.
up here. We're not going to have any conversations about something. We have to do that someplace because this is our happy
Mm-hmm.
space. You have to have that happy space and be willing to talk and effectively
Mm-hmm.
listen. Especially if you are, and I'm gonna talk about myself now. I ain't gonna talk about nobody else. If you're accustomed to being headstrong, giving directions, and everybody taking directions, you have to let the man be the
Mm-hmm.
man. And he's going to have whoever that's not sharing. You have to trust your mate. So that's why I was wondering: is there an issue with
Mm-hmm.
trust?
Wow. Wow. I am proud of you.
Oh boy, is there an issue? Do they have an issue with trust?
Clearly they do. Now, I often think when a man doesn't trust a woman, it's a sign that he can't be trusted as well. That's what I think.
I think so too.
It could also be that because of what he's
And
experienced.
don't forget, Marcus, and that's vice versa
Oh
on
yeah,
both
on
sides.
both sides. But most of the time, when a woman doesn't trust a man, he's given her some reason not to trust him because most women will keep trusting a man over and over and over again, even when he is demonstrating that he can't be trustworthy. So women are a little more lenient in that regard because they'll look in your stuff, they'll look under your stuff if you give them any sign that you can't be trusted. A man sometimes is a little different. He not trusting you because he know how to run game. And so he's thinking, okay, that's something I would do. So sometimes it's him projecting how he
Mm-hmm.
feels. Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sometimes,
clear
yeah.
in this
But
relationship, there is a breakdown of trust because
I,
he doesn't want to tell her, okay, you can have access to my account. He doesn't want to tell her who the mortgage holder is.
because I mean, I'm thinking, what is there? Is he had this? Is he secretly still in another relationship, or what is it that you don't trust, or has she? Are are you thinking that she can't handle the business? What is it? Because if something happens to him, she's going to be legally responsible because they're tied together as
Mm-hmm.
one. So that's where I think the transaction comes in. So she needs to
Mm-hmm.
know.
She does. And I
Now,
think it's a flat.
for
Go ahead.
instance, like Bridget, for instance,
Here we go.
how long was we together? How long before we was living under one roof before I made the decision? Hey, if we gonna be here together and we gonna be as one, I'm signing your name is going on this house and everything else.
Uh,
Anything I own.
Probably less than 30 days.
So you knew after a period of time that this was the one and this is the direction that you needed to go because that is a sign that you're fully invested in the relationship. And I think you're right. You're spot on that if you don't do that, there must be some mistrust or distrust.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
Marcus,
had people. I don't mean to cut you off, but I had people come and tell me, "Man, you crazy! You a fool! Y'all ain't even married yet, and you gonna sign her name on the house
Mm-hmm.
with you? Is you done lost your
Mm-hmm.
mind?" I'm like, "Hey, we either gonna be as one or not
Mm-hmm.
at all."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds like you were sure about Bridget and you saw this woman and hey, this is the one for me and this is the direction that we're going in. And I think, when a
right.
man does know, he's going to go down that path. A man that isn't sure, you're right, might have these signs of mistrust or distrust that I'm not putting my stuff in your name.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But Marcus, and one of the things was too, especially being under one roof together, if if one of us would have gotten sick or something, and in bank accounts and things, and that because we knew we were going to be together, we started doing those transactions. You're on, but he still has his own, I still have my own, but we have one together. We have things that are together because he has to have his mad money, and I have to have my purse
Mm-hmm.
money. So, you do those things together, and we have, because we were building, we knew where we were going and where we wanted to go. So we did that even before we said I
Yeah.
do.
I want to introduce some other folks that are joining us, and I want you to ponder this question.
Okay.
So the whole medical situation, because she doesn't know what his doctor is telling him. Have you all had health discussions, medical discussions? Before you answer that, let me just introduce some other folks. Corey Mildred King has joined us. Coco Kemp has joined us. J. Gerald Harvey, our senior associate producer, has joined us, and he's pinned the topic. Darrell Dawson has joined us. Jones Love says, in a relationship, a woman have needs, and the man and the children have needs. And if you have a pet, they have needs as well. It's all about respecting each other's needs, learn each other, and talk about all needs. Good point. Holmes Harrison has joined us. Aria Moody. That's the man who is invested in putting the work in to make it work. Okay. So as it relates to health, do you all know everything about each other's health?
Yes, sir. Because as he said, he's been to the doctor with me. I've been to the doctor with him. I mean, even to the point where I had a medical procedure. I mean, he there. Oh.
Uh-oh. You froze. Okay. Sounds like I can hear you again.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So, yes, I mean, we've talked about medical procedures, health, because we need to know that. And we need to know that up front. Because I think you be honest with a person so that they know what they're getting into. And then we've even said, okay, we need to do some health things together, because we both are a little fluffy. So, in doing that, we said we're gonna walk to cut down some things because we want to be together. We don't want to get married to bury each
Right.
other, right now. So there's some things that we need to do in terms of health. So yes, we had that discussion. He goes to the doctor with me. I go to the doctor with him. I'm in the room. He's in the room. So it's no
Okay.
secrets.
All right. That's good stuff. Sounds like some great advice for them as well. Before I let the two of you go, I want each of you to can you tell me one thing that you love most about the other person? I just want to hear it.
For him, he is such a sweetheart and so giving and understanding. Um, that's it. This giving and understanding.
Okay. All right.
Well, the ones for me is that who can resist this beautiful smile? I mean, I can say I can go on and on, but she's my everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm choked. I mean, it just she's my everything. That's all. I mean, that's all I can say right now.
And would you say at the end of the day that that's all that really matters?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you both. I hope that you have a wonderful wedding, a beautiful wedding. Sounds like you're going to have a beautiful marriage, which is even more important than the wedding. And we wish you the very best.
Well,
thank you for impromptu.
And we'll see you on the 20. We'll see you on the 21st. Right.
Thank you for impromptu joining us.
Okay. Take care, everybody.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, my name is June Rochelle, and I own Detroit Couture. We are a fashion-forward women's boutique, and we offer friendly sizes from small all the way up to 3X women's sizes, very generously fit, very great quality. I actually have on one of our pieces today. It's called the Cuffed Up. It's in gray, burgundy, and black and olive, and it actually has a lot of stretch and give. So listen, in this time, we try to make sure that, first of all, it's quality and customer service that we offer our clients. And I'm so glad to have this opportunity to share with you. So go and visit us at DetroitCouture.com.
Great to have them on, because I think going into a marriage, they've done and are doing the work that's required for couples who want to have more than just a transaction, who really want to have a relationship, putting God first, one ordained by God that joins people together. I love that her fiance could barely really get the words out talking about her. Did you sense that? His love for her, to me, and her love for him, but his love for her is so evident. It's good to see a brother in love. You don't always see, especially black love. I know we've got a multicultural love and stuff community, but not as many images of the wholesome black love. And I think you just saw one. And I hope from our inbox that the people that are viewing this lovely couple who are going to be married in 3 weeks understand what's really important at the end of the day isn't the bank accounts, though I think it's important for you to have full disclosure so that you build full trust. It really isn't about your health status, though I think it's important for both persons to know if something happens, if what could happen before they enter into a relationship. What's most important is that you come together as one in the bond of love, and love enlightens your heart and your thinking about what's best for the other person and not just what's best for you. It opens you up to a giving of self that you won't experience in any other way. Okay? So thank you all for that. And again, I hope that you will have an even more blissful marriage than you will have wedding nuptials, but I'm sure that will be great. All right, J. Gerald Harvey, if you can drop that link to the dating game in our comments, there are some folks that will sign up. All right, let's see. I'm trying to add, let's see. Can I get Michael Kemp? It doesn't look like you're available. Okay. I'd love to add you though if you become available. Just to get one more, because I know Michael Kemp is married. So I want to get one married perspective from a brother. I was trying to get Ned Davis earlier. Okay, Jones Love, thank you for that. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, I don't see where I can get Michael Kemp. Trying to get you in, Mr. Kemp. Okay, you got to make yourself available. It doesn't say that you're available. So click the button that says that you will come in on the live, because I don't see where you're available. It's not showing you as available. For those that have just joined, we're talking from our inbox about a wife who says that her husband, they've been married a short time, but he's not willing to divulge certain information about finances. He is not willing to put her on his account and him on hers. He's not willing to disclose information about his health status. And she's feeling like it's more a transaction than a marriage. All right, Michael Kemp is joining. Thank you so much. We got a little bit of an echo. Okay.
Better now?
Okay. Still got that. Okay, let me ask you. You heard the topic.
I didn't.
Okay, so the topic is.
Let
me read from the topic. Okay, so basically. The topic is, so my issue is that my husband don't understand that when we got married, we became one as it pertains to marriage and family. It's difficult for me difficult for me because I think about us and everything that I do. And he thinks only of himself. I pay my bills. He pays his. And he pays his. I don't know things like the status of his health. And if he goes to the doctor, and I ask questions, he says that's personal. If something was to ever happen, I wouldn't be able to do anything because the important stuff, I don't know. And he's okay with that. So I don't know what to do. Finances were discussed before marriage. The problem I have is that he wants credit for him doing his part and my part. There is never we did this. We accomplished that. I've tried asking him to seek counseling. He refused because he doesn't feel like nothing's wrong with him. He treats our marriage like it's a business. Deal. Instead of a friendship that blossomed into a love relationship. Overall, he's not very relational with me or his family, except his father. So, is this a marriage of transaction? And what advice would you give to this couple?
Wow. I mean, I think that every marriage is different. So there is no blueprint on how marriage works. What worked for my grandfather and was married 50 years might not work for me. Me personally, a lot of that that they're dealing with that I'm actually dealing with in my own marriage. I think that, like, I'm a business owner.
Okay.
I have a business partner. My wife is not on every account of mine. She knows my PIN number. So if something was to happen or something, you know, she still would, but she doesn't. She's not on every account of mine. And I mean, it is a problem. You know, it becomes a discussion at certain parts of arguments and that type of stuff.
So, Mike, why is it a problem?
Well, because, like, my wife has never been to the doctor with me, but if I go to the doctor and get a prescription for some ointment for my toe, she gonna Google it and she gonna say, like, "Oh, what, your toe about to fall off?" I mean, she don't play no games with all that type of stuff. But I think that people get misconstrued about what marriage is and what marriage works out. Marriage works with what works for those two individuals. You know what I'm saying? I am kind of a private person. I think that, you know, your health is private. I'm only private because of, I mean, I waited till I was over 40 when I got married. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard. And that's a big issue. I mean, I've never told her she can't go to the doctor with me.
Okay.
It has not happened, you know what I'm saying?
And why is that?
I don't know. I mean, and it's crazy because that's one of the things that made me love her, is because of I had some health challenges, and when I met her, she was concerned, and, you know, you need to go to the doctor and take care of yourself. And that was one of the things that made me fall in love with her, is her concern when I disregarded my own health.
Yeah, and so why wouldn't you have her go to the doctor?
It has never came up. I don't know why it never came up. It's not like she can't.
Do you feel like she should go with you?
I really don't even care. It would make me a difference neither one way or the other.
Okay. And so you were talking about you're in partnership in your business. And so she's not part of that. Partnership.
Correct.
And that's why she's not on those accounts.
Correct.
But other accounts. On other accounts? Would she be on other accounts?
Well, it's funny because we have a joint account.
Okay.
And she put me on her account, her personal account. I've never been in her personal account, but you know, she always, and you know, that's she cracked a couple of jokes about that, like, "Oh, you on my account?" But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I've never thought it was a big issue.
Okay. And do you think it's a big issue for her?
I think my wife, everything is a big issue. I think that she is a person that's going um, look under the mattress, everything, look for something. That's just who she is. She gonna be one of my old ladies in the window, and looking out in the neighborhood talking about what happened. Somebody came down the street.
So
She don't play no games.
she's just naturally curious.
Yes, yes, yes.
And you don't think that
And you don't think that is there a trust issue around that, or that doesn't bother you?
I believe that, and it was funny you would say something regarding trust with brothers and all that. I think a lot of issues with trust becomes is because of what happened in previous relationships. A lot of guys have messed over women, and some women will never trust a brother. You know what I'm saying? That has to do with that brother. That's just a trust issue within. But if you be honest with yourself, like I might not have cheated on my wife, but I've cheated before. You know what I'm saying? And so it's something that a lot of brothers deal with just because of what somebody else did. But we've done it before, just we do it in this relationship.
And do you find
ways to demonstrate more trust to her, being more communicative, more open, more honest? Does that seem to help?
I'm an honest person, so I'm always when we first met, I'm not gonna say I was dishonest. I just, she would call and say like, well, where you at? And I'm like, well, why you wanna know where I'm at? But it wasn't I was cheating, and I was just used to, 40 years of doing just me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nobody else to cheat, so it was a big adjustment for me.
Do you think that more communication is
required to make you feel more comfortable?
You being open and out.
You being open and out.
Yes, I do believe that. I think that is the weakness of my marriage, as far as my intake is. I'm not a communicator, so I don't want to. I mean, I truly believe men as a whole don't want to talk. One of the books that I read before I got married was Emotions by T.D. Jakes. And men are not communicators by nature, most men. And so I believe that when women want to talk, we think it's something bad. It's not always bad. It's bad. That's what we assume. So for me, communicating, I think our best tool we probably use is text message each other or something. You know what I'm saying? If you can't say you didn't get the text message.
Yeah. Well, I think men are great communicators. But we communicate differently than women do. And so we got to learn to evolve. That a little bit. To appease women, because they communicate verbally. We communicate physically. Often by what we do. And practice might be for you to strengthen that. It's to align the few things that you say with everything that you do.
Well, the thing is that women speak women and men speak man.
Yeah, but you got to learn to speak women when you're speaking to a woman, right?
I agree with that. Yeah.
When you are ministering, to a family, you are empathetic to that family situation. You are able to put yourself in that person's shoes, getting ready to bury and funeralize their loved one. Right. Similar to that, you got to use empathy. Put yourself in the shoes of your wife when you are speaking to her. So your communication is not about what you want to say, but how she needs to hear it. And so make sure that what you're doing aligns with what she needs to hear, or how she needs to hear. Not so much about what you want to say. Right. Some men don't want to do a lot of talking. We got stuff we'll talk about. It's just not the relationship stuff.
Correct.
That much. We'll do the relationship stuff. So we're speaking a different language. But remember, the woman needs to hear it differently, or receive it differently, and how you're giving. And that's where that Empathy comes in. It's not so much how you used to giving it. How does she need to hear it? It's the same message. But you gotta have a different message. She needs to hear that you love her, that you value her, and that you value her opinion, and that you trust her, and that you respect her, It can't be in your actions only, because she's not wired to just receive your actions. So you got to remember how she needs to receive it. Because you might have the best of intentions in what you're doing. She's not receiving it. She's not wired that way. That doesn't mean that she doesn't have to learn receive how you give. Because she has to have empathy. And say, well, he's not always saying I love you, I trust you. But he does this. And he consistently does. This. And so she's got to look at those messages that you're sending to her and what you do. See if they align up with the end frequency of what you say. And then you guys have to talk about it. You have to say, I think I'm showing you how I love you. And here's how I want you to feel about that. And she needs to say, yeah, I didn't get that. This is what I got that you don't trust me. Because I love you. And I'm going to go to the end of the world. With my curious self. To make sure you're all right. Right. So you got to find that place.
I think that, the trust issue, and I tell women this all the time concerning your brother, a man has to love God first before he can properly love a woman. Mm-hmm. I cheat because of my commitment to God. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So the whole, I don't cheat. The whole thing is, until a man matures and he gets all that out of his system, it's nothing a woman can do or say that'll stop him from doing wrong. I made a self-choice, and I told God, man, I would never cheat upon getting married. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I honor my vows. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Boyfriend is a different situation. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
Right.
But
think about it this way. Mm-hmm. She needs the reinforcement of what you say your constitution is about. Mm-hmm. Your actions. She needs you to say it. Mm-hmm. And she's looking to see if what you say aligns with what you do. So, for instance, might be if you trust me, you're going to invite me to go. To the doctor with you. And you're going to say, baby, come on, go to the doctor with me today. Because for her, that demonstrates trust. And you might say, anything I have, and I'm committed to God. I'm going to work and running my business, loving my family. I'm doing love. But she needs you to commit. Verbally and line it up with your actions. Something to think about.
It definitely is.
Yeah. Because if communication is weak in your relationship and you're not a communicator, I want you to challenge yourself and say, I'm communicating something. Even if it's my silence. You're saying something. In your actions. Now, what are you saying to her consistently? And you ought to be able to know. Just like this, what you are saying consistently. And then with talking infrequently, if those two things don't line up, you got to work to line them up. And that strengthens the communication.
My love game is I'm a giver. Mm-hmm. So,
let me stop you right there and ask you this question. You're giving. But are you giving one, what she needs, and two, in a way that she can recognize what you're giving?
I think two. Number one, no.
Well,
Number two, yes.
so if you're given something,
if you're given
and it's not
something
what I need,
and it's not what I
it's going to
need,
feel like I'm
it's
ungrateful.
going to feel like I'm
It's
ungrateful
not what I need.
because it's not what I need.
You have every good intention
You
in
have
giving
every
it to
good
me,
intention in giving it
but
to
I'm gonna
me,
set it on the side
but I'm going to set it on the
because I'm waiting for you
side
to give me
because
what I
I'm waiting
need,
for you to give me what I need.
and I'm gonna keep telling you what I need.
And I'm going to keep telling you what I
You give me
need.
something other
And
than
when
what
you
I
give me
need,
something other than what I
now
need,
I feel
now I feel
disrespected
disrespected
because you know what I need,
because you know what I
but you won't
need,
give it to me.
but you won't give it to me.
Well, what about when you want both of them? You want what I need and what I give.
And if you're a
What you
giving
want,
person,
And if you're a giving person,
that is not gonna be a problem
that is not going to be a problem
because a part of your
because a part of
generosity
your generosity
is that you want to
is
give
that you want to
please
give
the other
to
person.
please the other person.
I'm sure of it.
I'm sure of it.
I'm sure that God
I'm sure God
gives because it's his
gives
nature,
because it's his nature,
but he also wants
but he
his
also
children
wants
to
his
be
children
pleased
to be
and
pleased and to
find
find pleasure
in the gifts that
in the
he gives.
gifts that he gives.
He's not going to give you
He's
a
not
gift
going to give you a
that
gift
that you
that
don't
he knows that you don't
really
really
need.
need.
Now, he'll keep some
Now,
stuff
he'll
from you
keep
that
some
you
stuff
don't
from you
need,
that you don't need,
and he'll show you the things
and
that
he'll
you really need.
show you the things that you really
But
need.
he gives you what you really
But he
need because
gives
he
you what you
loves
really
you,
need because he loves you,
and he knows what you really need,
and he knows what you really need,
and he's not going to withhold
and
the
he's
good
not going to
thing from
withhold
you
the good thing from you
because he knows you need it.
because he knows you need it.
And it would be true with
And
your
it will be
wife.
true with your wife.
She's going to receive what you give her,
She's
but
going
it's
to
not
receive
what
what
she
you give
wants,
her,
and so
but
she
it's not
has
what she
to
wants, and
set
so
it to
she
the
has
side.
to
Now,
set
that
it to the
doesn't
side.
mean
Now,
that
that
she's
doesn't
not
mean
supposed to
that she's
communicate
not
to you
supposed to
in a way
communicate
that
to you
you
in
can
a way
hear
that
it.
you can hear
That
it.
says, hey, babe,
That says, hey,
I
babe,
appreciate what you're giving
I
me,
appreciate what you're
but
giving
I
me,
would even more
but I would
appreciate
even
if
more
you gave me
appreciate
what I
if you
need.
gave me what I need.
And she's got to find a
And
way
she's got to find a way
to say that to
to
you
say
that
that to
resonates
you
with your
that
heart
resonates
and
with your
still
heart
makes you feel
and
that
still
you're the
makes you
kingly
feel that you're
man
the
that you are.
kingly man that you are.
And if you strengthen that
And if you strengthen that communication,
it'll strengthen your trust.
it'll strengthen your trust.
Because then she'll feel like there's nothing
Because
that
then
we
you'll feel
can't
like there's
face
nothing
or
that we
talk
can't
about.
face or talk about.
Because even though he doesn't want to
Because
talk,
even though he doesn't want
he
to
knows that
talk,
I need to.
he knows that I need to.
It's worth thinking about.
It's worth thinking about.
It is. I mean, I do understand your point. Um,
Yeah.
I think that, whether the whole man cave and guys made the garage a living quarters almost to get away from talking and away from the wife and all types of stuff. I think that those were issues that all men had at some point in their marriage. I didn't see, the only person I seen growing up married was my grandparents.
Okay.
My parents were divorced, and so I didn't really model my marriage after anyone because I didn't see a good marriage. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm just free winging this thing, and I really want my marriage and do everything I can to make sure it's successful. But I am not. I must admit, I'm not a communicator. You know what I'm saying? I don't want.
And I just think that
And I just think that awareness is great.
now, Mike, what are you
But
going to do
now,
about it?
Mike, what are you going to do about it?
Because see,
Because
awareness is one thing.
awareness is one thing.
If I say,
If I say,
I'm in human
resources and I'm not great at communication,
that's great awareness.
that's great
If that were the
awareness.
case.
If that were
But
the
then what
case,
am I going to do
but
about
then
it?
what am I going to do about it?
Because you're married.
Because you're
Which
married.
means it's not just you.
Which means it's not just you.
So you got to find a
Right.
way to
So you got to
communicate.
find a way to
If
communicate.
you be honest about
And
it,
if you be honest about it,
even if you have a man cave,
even if you have a man
bring the
cave,
fellas over.
when you bring the
That man
fellas
cave ain't
over,
quiet.
that man cave ain't quiet.
Communicating about sports,
Y'all communicating about
women,
sports,
whatever y'all talk
women,
about.
whatever y'all talk
Free
about.
flowing
Yes.
information
It's free flowing
when you feel
information
comfortable
when you feel
and when you feel it's
comfortable
important enough to
and when you
discuss.
feel it's important enough to discuss.
So
Correct.
most men don't
So
want the
most men don't
silly
want the
stuff
soft, silly
conversation.
stuff conversation.
But guess what?
Correct.
But guess
Women
what?
do.
Women do.
And so you got to,
And
out
so
of
you
that
got
love,
to,
as
out
an
of that love, as an expression of your love for her,
testament of
as
your
a
love for her,
testament of your love for her,
evolve into a
evolve into a
communicator
communicator
that is
that is
effectively
effectively
sending her
sending
consistent
her
messages
consistent messages
about the trust
about the
and
trust
the
and
foundation
the
of your
foundation of
relationship,
your
and that is
relationship,
sure.
and that is sure.
A woman needs
A woman
certainty
needs
and
certainty
stability
and
in that
stability in
relationship.
that
And if
relationship.
you don't
And if you
demonstrate
don't
that both in
demonstrate
how
that
you
both in how
communicate
you
to her
communicate
and in your
to her
actions,
and in your
you're
actions,
not going to have
you're
happy
not
wife,
going to have
happy
happy
life.
wife, happy life.
She needs to
She
know
needs to know
that you're going to
that you're
communicate
going
to
to
her.
communicate to her.
And Jones Love is saying,
And
how do you
Jones
get to know
Love is
one
saying, how
another
do you
if
get
you
to know
don't
one another
communicate?
if you don't
I'm not
communicate?
saying that he
I'm not
doesn't.
saying that he doesn't.
He communicates
He communicates
differently.
differently.
He's not a
He's
verbal
not a verbal
communicator.
communicator.
But you can learn your
But
wife
you can learn
without
your
talking
wife
to her.
without talking to
You can
her.
observe your
You
wife,
can
how she
observe your
moves in
wife,
the
how she
world.
moves in the world.
You know your wife,
You know your
how
wife,
she does,
how she does,
how she talks,
how she talks,
where she goes,
where she
who
goes,
she's around,
who she's
how she
around,
loves her
how she
family,
loves her
how she gets
family,
along with
how
her
she gets along with her
siblings.
siblings.
You find that out
You
because a
find that
wife
out
is
because a
women that
wife
are
is
always
women that are
talking.
always talking.
So you find out
So
about
you
them.
find out about them.
But
Yes.
she wants the
But
same
she
thing
wants the
from them.
same thing from him.
So you got to be able
So
to
you
say,
got to be able
hey,
to say,
communication
hey,
ain't my strong
communication ain't my
suit.
strong
Let me
suit.
evolve
Let me
so I can give you
evolve
what you
so I can
need.
give you what you need.
Because you're giving her
Because you're
what you
giving
want to
her
give her.
what you want to give her.
And that's not the same
And that's not
as
the
giving her
same
what she
as
needs.
giving her what she needs.
And it's vice versa.
And it's vice
She's
versa.
got to be able to say,
She's got to
okay,
be
this
able
ain't
to
a good
say,
time to
okay, this
talk.
ain't a good time to talk to him.
You already don't want to
You
talk.
already don't want to
So
talk.
I'm not going
So
to press the
I'm not going
issue.
to press the issue.
I'm going to double back.
I'm going to double back.
At a softer kind
At a
of
softer
time.
kind of
I'm going to
time.
wait till it's
I'm
pillow
going to wait till
talk.
it's pillow talk.
I'm going to do him like
I'm going to do
Delilah
him
did
like
Samson.
Delilah
I'm
did
going to get some
Samson.
pillow
I'm going
talk
to get some
going.
pillow talk going.
And I'm going to get in that
And
way.
I'm going to get in that way.
She's got to find that
She's
same
got
thing.
to find that same thing.
Okay.
So what I want to do,
So
thank
I
you
want to
that
do,
you
thank you
were
that
so
you
open and
were
honest.
so open
I
and
want to get
honest.
y'all
I want to
together
get y'all together
and get y'all with some other couples
and
who've
get y'all
been together a
other
little longer
couples who've been together a
and
little
talk about
longer
communications. Would you be
and
willing to
talk
do
about
that for a show?
communications. Would you be willing to do that for a show?
I don't have a problem with it.
All right, fantastic.
All right,
Michael
fantastic.
Kim, thank you so much for coming on.
Michael Kim,
Next
thank you
time
so
we'll
much for
have
coming
you
on.
and Coco
Next time
on,
we'll have
and
you
we'll have
and
you with
Coco
some
on,
other
and
folks.
I'll have you with some other folks.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
All right, that's Michael Kemp. He is a proprietor of the new McFall Brothers Funeral Home. At some point, we will all need those services, and so I just want to put that plug out there. Maybe he will become one of our partners in this effort. And thank you for being so candid, for sharing so candidly. Valencia Edner has joined us. Let me go back and get some of the comments because that was some good dialogue. I appreciate it. Yes, I know it was an echo. I apologize. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Sometimes these echoes happen depending upon the guest. So one day I'll get a studio. I'll have a backdrop again. Everybody, some people love my backdrop, some didn't. All of those things will come as you help us grow this platform. Devin Williams, Andre Green, Jerona Green, Nancy Capers, the Bishop Edgar Van. Wow, thank you, sir, for coming. I feel honored that you came through. Teresa Smith, one of my faves, came. Thank you so much. Gerald Harvey IV, our senior associate producer, has dropped the link for those of you that want to participate in the dating game. We need far more men to join us, so please join us. It's an initial round of questions, and then we're going to do a deeper dive to kind of match you more closely. You're going to be involved in a one-on-one date and speed dating. You're going to have a blast. We had a great time last time. We're going to do both in person and online. So if you're not in the Metro Detroit area, don't worry about it. We're also going to have the opportunity for you to be anywhere in the world and potentially experience a love unlike you've ever seen right in 2019. Kevin Stewart Jr. is joined. Thank you so much, Carmen. I don't know if I'm so wise, but I know that there's some wisdom that flows through me from time to time. Thank you so much. Your language may not be your love language. If you're giving and hers is quality time, that gift not going to move her. You're spending time with her as well. Yep. From Gary Chapman's book, The Love Languages, you're absolutely right. We, have talked about that here in Love and Stuff. The way that you could be giving something to someone and it's not the same value to them. It's not how they receive love. It's not speaking to what they need, that inner need uh, of affirmation, validation, that gets the oxytocin going, that gets all of the hormones going around your feelings of safety and comfort, peace and love and joy. What is for you is different than what is for me. Charles Curry, one of the greatest singers in the world, thanks so much. When a wife reveals that her husband is not relational, what is she really saying to herself? I think she's saying that there is something similar to what Mike was saying. Hey, there's a weak link here, and it's the way in which we relate to each other. I'm trying to relate to him, but I don't get that back. And I noticed that's a consistent theme throughout his life. I think that's what she intended to say about herself, and maybe there was something deeper there. Toy Lancaster, thank you for that. How do you get? Oh, yep, we said that. Does he have headphones? That would be a good question, Carmen. Just that go setting you okay. Studio, yes. Get me a studio. Actually, get me Tyler Perry on the phone. How about that? Give me Oprah Winfrey. Give me an own show. Give me a 9:10 a.m. However you want to get me, get me. I'm putting it out there in the universe, and I will receive the fruit of what has gone out in faith. Send it my way. In Jesus' name, I will take it. Lori Westby, one of my faves. Thank you so much for coming to Love and Stuff. I hope there's a cake somewhere. Our Sarah Weary, one of my high school buds. Thank you, sir, for coming to Love and Stuff. You're probably traveling somewhere around the world. I've been watching your Facebook, just traveling when I grow up. Jones Love says, and just think about it. You're communicating with Marcus. Your wife wants the same communication and more. And I think what's happening is Marcus is eliciting. I'm making him communicate with me. But I know that Coco would appreciate that same communication. But what I think it's important to hear him say, hey, I didn't have a pattern to do this. I'm winging it. And while that might not be the best position to be in, it's a great position to be in if you're willing to change it. You can say, hey, I'm in a situation and I don't know what to do. Well, let's first talk to Jesus. Okay? And those of you that don't talk to Jesus, let's talk to Jesus. And then the next thing that you want to do is find some mentors or people who have done what you want to do, which is what we're going to supply for them. We know some couples that have been together and been through relationship challenges and issues, some that have been together a long time, short time, medium time, however you want to look at those, to help them talk about communication. Because sometimes that's what you need. You don't always need the person in your ear who's going to speak negatively, especially if you're not walking in a gratefulness journey, which I want all of you to join our gratefulness journey. One of the things that the gratefulness journey does, this is tangential, but it really is related, is the gratefulness journey when you walk in the center of yourself in gratefulness, and at the center of your core, if the Spirit of God connects with your spirit, and even if you don't connect with God, God has a spirit in you. If you connect with the center of yourself and put gratefulness at the center of what you do and live, your gratefulness will repel negativity. It's like you're building up your own force field. That when negative thoughts and negative energy comes your way, because you have built up gratefulness, it repels those negative things and energy. So if you're not walking in gratefulness and someone puts some negativity in your ear, that's not the person you need to hear from on your marriage or your relationship. Even if they're in a marriage that appears to be working or a relationship that appears to be working. You don't need that negative energy. And if you haven't built up your gratefulness force field, you really don't need it. Because then you will give ear to it, to that counsel, and you don't want to be in the company of fault finders. That's sitting in the seat of the scornful. You don't want to be in the company of fault finders when you're trying to get resolve and resolution for your relationship, your marriage, your friendship, your kinship. You don't need the person telling you, I wouldn't trust him either. Girl, I wouldn't put up with that. You don't need that person in your ear. Man, she blessed to have you. She better act right. You don't need that in your ear. You need someone who is going to affirm to you, hey, you know what? You're right. Communication can be an issue for a brother. Here's what I did with my wife. Here's what worked for me. Have you thought about this? You need people that are going to affirm what you heard earlier in one of the comments that said, with counseling, and I'm going to say mentorship and time, they can evolve. And you can. And so I think it's first, as Jones says. You put God first, but you can also put other resources after that.
What you wear says something about you, about who you are, what you believe, and what you stand for. So here in the Love and Stuff community, we wear the brand that we live, and we live the brand that we wear because we love the brand. It's all about increasing the amount of love in the world and upping our love game. And if that's what you're about, you should wear it too.
Put other resources of other people who are accomplishing what you want to accomplish, who are doing it. To say, okay, I got trouble communicating. Now, it isn't that Michael can't communicate, right? He communicated well. But he's not unlike a lot of men. He's talking to another brother. We can talk about different things for days, brothers can. And we can go days without talking. But when it gets to an area that we're not comfortable talking about, which for some of us is the feely, soft, touchy stuff, sometimes we'll shut down. Sometimes along our journey, we've had experiences where we couldn't or weren't allowed to articulate how we feel. That can impact how you communicate. But he has the ability to communicate. What I wanted him to hear and what our inbox couple to hear and want you to hear is that make sure that what you're communicating and how you're communicating is for the intended audience. Make sure that it's fashioned to be received. Be empathetic. Have empathy and put yourself in the shoes of the person that you're delivering the message to so that you package it in a way that they can receive it, that they need to hear it. It'll help you on your communication journey. There was a style of writing, it is still a style called Prios, and that style of writing was about knowing your audience by and large, other parts of it, but you have to know who you're communicating to. That shapes how you say what you say, why you say it, when you say it, right? And so key to communicating, especially in areas where you're not as comfortable, is communicating in a way that the other person will walk away having received what they need from what you're giving. Then you'll get to a level of mastery that you will begin to give people more of what they need and just introducing them to what you want them to have. And you will find that when you give people more of what they need and introduce them to what they want you to have, because they love and trust you, they'll take some of the stuff that you want them to have the way that you want to give it. But you got to lead with what they need. I think that's the hashtag. Lead with what they need. That's the hashtag. So you got to pick out, because oftentimes we want to give people stuff we want them to have. You got to ask yourself, is it something, am I giving something that my spouse or significant other doesn't really need? I want them to have it, but do they need it? Let me lead with what they need and then follow it up with what I want them to have. And the more that they trust that what I'm giving them is what they need, they'll be open to hearing and taking what I want them to have. Well, it is 10:46. What an awesome, thank you for making that the hashtag. Thank you, thank you. Lead, I'm sorry to make that D. Lead with what they need. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you, Toy Lancaster. I hope all of you will make that the hashtag. And listen, we need your support. Well, Michael Kemp, you're a star, even if you aren't the star of the show. And you know you are a valued part of our Love and Stuff community. We love you here. We love Coco here. And we just want to up our love game. And we want to go along your journey with you as you're upping yours. It's clear to me, and every time that I've had the opportunity to speak with you, that you really love your wife, that you love you some Coco. And it's clear to me that she loves her some you. And I believe that where there is love and there is a commitment to that love, that you have much more than just a transaction. And so I am hopeful that you, along with our inbox couple, will take to heart that there is room for growth, improvement, and more room for us to up our love game with our spouses, significant others, and all of those that are connected to our circle of love. You know, we don't always maintain good, healthy relationships with those that we love, but there is the opportunity, as long as you and I have a new day of mercy, for us to work at getting it right, for us to up our love game. So you are certainly a star in the Love and Stuff community. Keep shining, you and Coco. But we need your support, all of you. We got to have you sharing the content. We got to have you following us on our Love and Stuff page. That's critically important for us to get to the next level. That way we can bring in sponsors like the new McFall Brothers Funeral Home for Funerals, Funeral Home, AARP. You know, we got some sponsors that are looking around, seeing how that they can help support our cause. But the platform that we're on currently, which is Facebook, does require us to have a certain number of followers, a certain level of followership, for us to insert commercials. Those advertisers help to bring us revenues that will help us to take the Love Tour on the road. And listen, when we get this Love Tour going, you are going to be so proud of the work that we're doing here in Love and Stuff when we take it on the road. We're talking about Love on Literacy, which is a passion of mine, to really speak to the literacy rate in our world. I believe a part of what we are experiencing in poverty and in crime finds its root in the lack of education and ability to experience and be exposed to culture. And one of the easiest and least expensive ways to do that is through reading. And what a world it would be if we had brothers and sisters. We got mentors and tutors, but if we have brothers and sisters volunteering in libraries and in super centers, I'm calling them, all around the world, reading to those and helping those that have literacy challenges. Literacy challenges can be a barrier to a better life for some. Talk about men and women's empowerment, all of these issues that people bring into relationships. You know you want Mama V to be on a platform talking about women's empowerment. You know you want J. Gerald Harvey to be on a platform talking about men's empowerment. You know you want us talking about family empowerment. You know you want LaShawn Phoenix Moore's music and My Dream Bridal Salon, and Rashida the Glam Dr. Williams helping you feel more beautiful, and Rashida's Glam Doctor fragrance. You want it. We can't bring all of these things to your world that can impact our world, to help to feed the homeless, help scholarship, help disaster relief victims. We can't do it without your support. And you can follow us on Love and Stuff. You can share this content and ensure we get to 1,000 views. And you can purchase Love and Stuff gear right on our page. The quintessential greatest love is God himself. He is love. And he's loved us so much that he has poured of himself into us, that we might see him in us and begin to love him with everything that's within us, mind, body, and soul. And then love our neighbor as ourselves. Here today, we have a couple who may have some barriers to that self-love that would impact their ability to love each other. And I say to you that you have to love yourself and work at that love of yourself, because it is the springboard by which you will demonstrate your love to others. When you love yourself, you know what it takes to feel that love. You know the care and custody that it takes to be that love for yourself. And that same effort and empathy and awareness and mindfulness about love for yourself is what you have to use for others. You have to be empathetic. You have to have empathy, put yourself in someone else's shoes that you're trying to love, so that you can better mete out mercy and grace and tolerance and peace and joy. It will help you in the relationship with them to better understand yourself. Understand your communication styles. Understand, embrace, and accept your flaws, knowing that you can evolve. So if you have a bad temper, you can evolve. If you have a communication challenge, you can evolve. If you're selfish, you can evolve. But once you are aware, what are you going to do about it? Because it will impact your relationship with others. I am Marcus Holmes, and I am honored and privileged that you passed through Love and Stuff tonight. And if you enjoy the show and the content, I need you to click share now. Tag 5 of your closest Facebook friends, 5 of your more popular Facebook friends, to help us to get to 60 shares and 1,000 views. Then after you do that, I need you to go to our Love and Stuff page, click follow so that we can get to 20,000 followers. Tell your friends about our page. And while you're there, if you so choose, you can purchase Love and Stuff gear, and it will be shipped directly to your door. You can buy a t-shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie, performance tee if you work out, in just about any color and any size. From $16.99 to $31.99 is the price range of the product. 25% of the net proceeds go toward scholarship, disaster relief victims, and to support and uplift the transient community. The other 75% goes to enlarge, embolden, enliven, enhance this platform that we want to take around the world. We're honored that a few of you from around the world, or places in the world, from California to Nigeria, from London to Oklahoma to Georgia to Florida, are tuning in. And I hope that you accept the challenge to join our gratefulness journey. 3 things that you're grateful for every day. Say them aloud to yourself as affirmations. Share them with 3 people. Do it for the next 30 days. And we believe, as many have shown us, you will create a habit of gratitude and gratefulness that will power your life. I know it will power your life. Tasha Love is on that journey with us. She's been having some health challenges, back and forth to the hospital ER. And so we're working with her to try to get her health under control. She reported in the inbox tonight her sugar is down to 198. And since she started this journey, which I think it's been less than 3 weeks ago, she's lost 26 pounds. I'm going to go and get the information posted in the comments so that you will have the diet that I've given to her, that I learned from doctors that used to care for my mother. My mother has gone on to be with the Lord, but she was a diabetic. And this diet, the doctors, um, Tasha's doctors are saying, I love your diet. It is a vegetable diet, but you do get to have chicken and fish in this diet. There are no fried foods in this diet. There are a number of other kind of restrictions um, as it relates to sugar in your diet, as it relates to some of the carbohydrates in your diet. Um, so it's almost a no sugar. The honey is the thing that you will sweeten things with, not even a simple syrup. You will have cranberry juice in this diet. If you're diabetic, you won't have orange juice, but you can have some orange juice in this diet. Um, you can have some eggs in this diet. You can have sweet potatoes in this diet, but you can't have white potatoes. You can't have rice in this diet. But it's written down of things that you will do. You will try to have 3 meals at least a day. Smaller, frequent meals are even better. And if you're going to use canned vegetables of any kind, you're going to rinse out the salt. You're going to soak them in cold water, rinse out the salt. Um, no fried foods, I think I said that. So there are a number of things. No red meat. And do it for 30 days first. And then you're going to slowly wean in some of the things you like. So it is not a cold, it is not a, which some people will do, but it is not a lifestyle that you got to get rid of everything that you like. I'm not espousing that. It may be more healthy to do that. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a clinical psychologist. Let me put those disclaimers out. And I told Tasha that this is just the diet that I got from doctors and caring for my mom. And I learned a lot about that time that I did caregiving for her. So I'm sharing that, and I think it's going to help people on the gratefulness journey quite a bit. And I'm just honored that you are here with us. Thank you, everyone who joined in and participated in the conversation. Make sure, yes, what J. Gerald Harvey is saying. We're broadening our vision. We need you to put this on your Facebook page, like you click on your timeline. That's excellent. We're taking it across the globe as we share insight and spread the universal theme, up your love game. That's why he's the senior associate producer. Kim Gresham Cook, Cynthia Horn Green, thank you for joining. Kimberly, I was trying to get you on the show tonight. I wish you were here a little earlier. But it is 10:59, and we've had a lengthy show. And I hope that you will still share this content. And I hope that you are giving us feedback, new show ideas in the inbox. We're always looking for those because we want it to be a platform that you're proud of. So we need your voice, your input to make it great. Thank you so much. I am, again, honored to be here with you tonight. And I'll look to see you next Tuesday at 8:30. I will drop in the diet, and J. Gerald Harvey, our senior associate producer, has already dropped in the link for the survey for those of you, especially brothers, but those of you that are interested in the dating game, make sure you fill it out. And we will see you in love. Have a grateful night.